Good morning, Chairman and members. My name is Michael Knappert and I am the agent for this outline planning application submitted on behalf of Simon Homes. Firstly, to clarify matters for the committee and in particular members of the public, the site is located in the designated countryside outside of the defined urban settlement boundary. However, it adjoins the boundary on two sides, and so it can be considered to be within a sustainable location for residential development to take place. No other designations apply to the site. Although layout has not been applied for, the applicant has worked with officers to achieve an illustrative layout for 120 dwellings, which the council confirms can be accommodated on the site. The application does include access for consideration, and the highway aspects of the application are acceptable to Hampshire County Council. The council cannot demonstrate a 5-year supply of housing land, as their figures do not include any shortfall from previous undersupply or a minimum 5% buffer as required by paragraph 47 of the NPPF. This means the council's housing land supply is at best 4.83 years, ignoring any previous undersupply and using the council's own latest figures. Members will be aware that the Navigator appeal was allowed in January 2015 due to the lack of a 5-year housing land supply. Even if the council contends that it has a marginal 5-year supply, then the existence of a 5-year supply is not in itself a cap on development, and any application will still be assessed on its own merits with regards to the presumption in favour of delivering sustainable development as outlined in paragraph 49 of the NPPF. This development would also make a valuable contribution of 48 affordable properties towards the council's shortfall of affordable housing. The number of households currently registered for affordable housing is a particular problem for the borough and will not improve anytime soon without more houses being built. The continuing reliance upon the provision of affordable housing from the Wellborn development does not bode well for those in affordable housing need and waiting patiently for an affordable dwelling. Members will be aware of the threat of the CPO of the Wellborn land and the fact that any development is unlikely to take place there until 2019-20 at the earliest, and maybe later. It is acknowledged that the development would result in the loss of Grade 1 and Grade 2 agricultural land. Whilst this is unfortunate, the site has not been used for farming since the 1950s and so has not made any contribution towards the nation's food supply since then. Its loss to housing would therefore be of no consequence. It is accepted that Porchester has some issues with regards to local infrastructure, in particular an oversubscribed school next to the site, and so a proportion of the developer's community infrastructure levy payment should be spent on providing additional educational facilities in the locality. This development would also make Section 106 contributions towards the Solent Recreation and Mitigation Partnership, and the council will also receive the government's New Homes bonus, currently equivalent to 6 years' worth of council tax for each new home added to the housing stock. The developer would complete a Section 106 legal agreement should the council give a resolution to approve the scheme. This would address matters C to E under the recommendation. Matters F and G could be dealt with by the imposition of planning conditions. We hope that you disagree with the recommendation of your officers and can therefore grant outline planning permission. Thank you for your time.